right, good morning and thank you for staying with us in case you have been with us since we started. But in case you're joining us, karibu sana. And we have a very important conversation that we want to start right now. We know that the digital taxi industry has revolutionized the transport industry since it commenced right here in the country. Several apps have come on board, but then again, despite the gains that I'll be sharing with my panelists this morning, there's been a bit of hiccups that has led to grievances among especially drivers who are the key players in this particular matter, and also just something that was seen as a milestone yesterday, at least the intervention from the government that we will be discussing right here, that will inform the way forward on how to make this industry that is picking up very fast, fair and balanced for each and every player that is involved in it. And joining me to have this very important conversation, I have with me a panel of three gentlemen. I'll start from the far right. We are having this morning David Muteru. David Muteru is the chairman of the Digital Taxi Association of Kenya. Thank you so much for creating time. And we have with us this morning Justus Mutua. He speaks for the Organization of Online Drivers. Karibu sana.
Asante.
And of course we have with us Anthony Masharia. He is the director of Wigo. Karibu sana, and thank you for creating time. Maybe it will be a good point to start with you, because I said we've had many apps come on board, and Wigo is, I would say, among the new babies on the block. Probably you can tell me a bit about how it has been, you know, just getting into this industry, and what are some of your key highlights so far? Okay, thank you, Safin, for having us.
So Wigo being the newest baby, as you've rightfully said, in the market, of course, we've come into a market where the emergence of digital taxis has been in Kenya, or rather, for the other 10 years and more. So we find a market which is already ripe and growing, yet to get to its full potential. But we step into an environment where there have been a lot of back and forth with regards to rates and pricing and commissions. So as we go, first of all, we started off this journey with offering 90% commission to our drivers and riders. This being the highest currently in the market. Save from the same, Wigo is a fully Kenyan company, fully locally owned. And why I say that is because we, as a new company, as the newest baby, as you've said, in the market, are willing to work with the key players in the industry, to work on a solution that is for Kenyans and by Kenyans, that will continue offering services and quality service, not just for our passengers, but also ensure that our drivers feel comfortable working with us. Yes. It's a good thing that you said that, because one of the challenges I've had drivers lament about is, you know, even the lack of physical offices and the lack of, you know, that one-on-one engagement with the people who are actually behind this particular app. So saying it's for Kenyans by Kenyans, yes, I mean, shows how far we've come and where probably we could be going when it comes to the digital taxis. But you've been around for quite a while, probably as, you know, looking at the entire decade. It's been 10 years since we began this journey. How would you describe it in terms of how far we've come before the likes of Wigo came on board? How was the ground looking like?
Wow, Safin.
I like how you started.
The ground was not so friendly, and the ground was quite very hostile to us. And it is only at this particular time that we are now starting to have a responsive government that really wants to streamline this industry. If I may talk about the Wigo journey. Wigo started this company, it has been a while, more than 3-4 years, I've known Mash. So at least we can now start seeing that the focus is now starting to shift towards a company that can listen to drivers. Because currently, the top boys do not listen to drivers. There was no framework. So what happened was that we pushed until we got the transport network company rules in 2022. One of the challenges is that in our capitalist society, everybody who comes in and they come in with their money and everything, they find a free market. But this free market is very, very exploitative towards the drivers, and you know the drivers do not have capacity. So you can imagine somebody like myself competing with the likes of the big tech companies. It has been
Quite a journey.
Quite a journey.
Yeah. Let's speak to the person who wears the shoe and represents those who wear those shoes, the drivers. And maybe, Mutua, you can talk to me a bit about some of your key concerns. You speak for the online drivers. Maybe what are your key concerns? What are some of the, as he talks about, it has not been an easy journey. What are these issues that you feel, as you sit here today, you'd like addressed urgently?
Thank you very much, Madam Safina. I want to, first of all, bring to your attention that for the last, since 3rd of this month, we have been having some agitation, serious agitation concerning the price. To be specific, we had 5 agendas. One of the agendas was price. Number 2 agenda was price. Number 3 was price. Number 4 and 5 was price.
Okay.
Why am I talking about price? You know, in this business, we have 3 key people. One of the partners, some of the stakeholders, is the tech companies. The other one is the driver who owns the car. And the third person is our customer. Now, the tech companies does not involve the owners of the cars to determine the price that will be charged. They don't care about the servicing. They don't care about the cost of production. What they care is what they get as the commission from the driver. So we requested the government through a proposal that since we may not agree on a common ground, we have a government approved body to come up with a proposal or a guideline on what can be charged.
That should be an independent external body?
Yes,
okay.
Totally. And the only body that is understood and that is approved by the government is the AA. Now, 2023, we had requested the AA to do a survey on how much approximately can a taxi car can charge per kilometer. And now, since they gave us that report, 2023, we were requesting the government to request the app companies to use these AA rates. Currently, the app companies, most of them, they are charging 22 shillings per kilometer. 22. According to the proposal from AA, they were requested for these cars to be serviced, these drivers to work, these drivers to have something, at least minimum should be 33 shillings for the small car. That is 650cc to 1000cc. From that, I think I've shared the document with you, just there. So we were requesting the government to help us implement this document.
So this back and forth began in 2023. That's when the proposal came out.
Yes.
Okay.
So on 4th of this month, we managed to meet the CS, the Cabinet Secretary, the PS, and also the Director, Minister of Transport. We had an engagement with him as the leaders of the drivers.
Okay.
We talked, and he saw the proposal, and he was like, this is a very good proposal.
All right. We'll talk about the milestone yesterday and the directive that has been issued and how then do we move from here, just a bit.
Okay.
But let me bring you in, Macharia, just to talk about, you've had, how far this has come, this back and forth, and he's saying at least the charge was 22 shillings per kilometer, if I got you right.
Yeah.
But the proposal is, it should be at least 33 for the small cars. Maybe as a stakeholder in the industry, you can run us through the dynamics of what it takes for coming up with something that will work for both the drivers, the consumers, and even the investors themselves. What usually informs how this figure is arrived at?
So thank you again. So we as we go look at certain factors such as the maintenance of the vehicle. Of course, there are costs such as airtime that the drivers have used, or rather used to make contact or communicate in their day-to-day, repairs, insurance. So when we do these pricing points, so those are some of the things we consider. And based on the new proposals that were presented to the app companies to comply with by the Ministry of Transport, we as we go would say we are within those parameters that had been proposed back then. So our pricing point might not be a big shift from what has been proposed. The other thing that...
Is it going to impact you as we go, if implemented?
I don't think it's going to impact us because we are within
the range.
The proposed range. The other proposal was the exposure of the way bill, which is the earnings of the drivers, so they can be able to see how much the app companies are making, or your company, the commission is taking, the taxes. This is something already our company, WeGo, exposes to the drivers. So this is something they've been able to see over time.
Do we have a figure we are working with? 22, 33, WeGo, where do you fall?
30, average 33
okay.
to 50 when it comes to the Excel vehicle.
All right.
When it comes to Boda Boda, we are at 16 shillings.
Okay.
Then per minute billing for Boda Boda is 2.5 shillings, 2 shillings and 5 cents. But on the four-wheelers, and there's the proposal, and the gentleman I've talked about, according to the AA 2023 survey, the proposal was also to load 4 shillings per kilometer to the four-wheelers per minute. Okay. So, for example, if you were to take a 20-kilometer ride, and say that ride took 50 minutes, you would have to load the 4 shillings per minute to the 50, then at 18% commission, which is the prescribed commission. So if you look at the 20 kilometers and the 50 minutes, you're looking at about 39 shillings per kilometer.
Yeah. Okay.
Then now load this to the base rate. And the base rate means the minimum fare which can be charged, which is charged at 220 across the industry.
All right.
Yes. All right. So if you're looking at a trip of 20 kilometers, which might get to 880, if you add the base rate, you're looking at a trip of about 1,100, and this is for a vehicle up to 1,000 cc.
1,000 cc.
Yes.
I'm looking at the numbers on the proposal,
yes.
And just to run you through them, and I'm coming to you, Muteru. The proposal from AA Kenya is recommending that an engine capacity of about 1050 cc, the base rate should be 33.10.
Yeah.
Between 1051 to 1300 cc, 36.84 per kilometer. There is also that aspect of 1301 to 1500 cc. The proposal is at 40.33. And then there is 1501 to 2000 cc, 51.06 as the base rate. Yes. So I wonder why it was so difficult to get this for drivers, and what the directive by the CS yesterday means for the players in the industry. Take us there.
Well, it was not difficult to get those prices. However, in our industry, the competition has been on prices only. Everything has been the race to the bottom. So when you put that at 3, the next application company puts that at 1, so tomorrow you go to 29, because you are competing on pricing the rest to the bottom. And this is what made us do this proposal. Actually, if I may tell you that on 21st, when we had an economic forum in Nairobi, chaired by President Ruto, then deputy, we had an agreement that it is not application companies, nor the drivers who set prices, but an independent professional. That is what informed us to go to the AA, to go and look for those rates. Once we got those rates, then the former CS, Mr. Mukomen, did not want to put them. So when Davis Cheshi has come, he has seen that it's prudent to have these rates. When you see is that this 36 for a 1300 cc vehicle has been charging 22 shillings. And there was nothing we could do about it, because we did not have the capacity to push the application companies.
To do it.
Now that we have had that, we want these rates to be implemented, because now they are covering the cost of the operation, maintenance and repair costs, even the phone, the phone holders, everything has been included in that document. And it was professionally calculated, so when we went to justify it, it was very easy to justify, because it is not ourselves who are setting the prices, but an independent third-party motoring professional.
So this means what? It has to be implemented. This is where we are at. It's a directive that
it's a
the
directive.
next step is implement and nothing else.
It is a directive that has to be implemented. But there is something
It's no longer a proposal. It's a directive now.
It's a directive, but there's something that I would want to tell you. Unfortunately, in Kenya, it is very difficult to control prices because it's a free market. But for ourselves, as drivers, and as my colleague Mutua has said, we have been on the street saying that it is this or nothing. So even if the application companies try to play shenanigans, we are still going to insist until we get those prices.
All right. Because I'm almost running out of time, and I want you all to also just weigh in as your final remarks. Let me get to you, Mutua. So how do you then plan to, what's the next point of action from here? Because both sides have to sit on the table to agree, saying it's a free market. And as much as this is a directive, we know there is a lot that will happen before it's fully implemented and both parties go home happy. So what is going to be happening in the next few days or weeks to ensure that it is implemented and there is goodwill?
Thank you very much. From where I sit, it's very simple. Despite that there's a lot of competition, for the sake of records, we have 21 application companies.
21.
21.
And others could be coming, who knows? It's a free market.
It's a free market. We have currently, by 4th of this month, NTSA told us that currently we have 47,000 drivers in Nairobi.
Nairobi alone?
Yes, 47,000. So you can imagine the statistics and the kind of people we are talking about. No, we are just requesting, as we also demand, for fair market.
Look at the paradigm. Okay.
Yes.
Demanding and requesting at the same time.
Yes. Because we cannot service our cars. If you check out the tabulation in that document, it shows clearly the cost of running this car. Every single thing has been indicated there. So we are requesting that we talk about what they are receiving. Are they receiving their thing? 18%? Faithfully they are receiving. When they go down, they don't care about whoever runs the costs, which is the driver. Do they talk about the maintenance? They don't. It's the driver. Fuel goes up, they don't change. They go down. So in fact, what we are requesting the government, and what the government is doing right now, we want the standardization. The standardization, such that, men, as you do business, Anthony, with the other boys, as you do business, there's no going down.
Yes.
All right.
There's no going down.
Anthony.
There's one of the things, just to finish, there's one of the things that happened when we are getting the regulations. Everybody was charging commission at his own pleasure, 40, 30, and everything. But they changed, and the government came in and capped at 18%. It can't change. So we want even this one to come at standardized level, that you don't change from this level. Do your marketing and everything, and we enjoy that.
Anthony, I'm coming to you. Let me finish up with Muteru. Also, just we add on to what he has said as a clarion call going forward, because I know this conversation is going to continue. But what's your clarion call as we end this?
Our clarion call is only two things: enhanced labor and return on investment. There is nothing else. One of the things that we have done is that previously we have been talking from different voices. Currently, we are only running with one organization. It's called the Amalgamation of Digital Transport Organizations in Kenya. So nobody is now outside. You have put all the drivers in one basket. So we are now talking in one voice, and that is what has made us reach where we are currently.
All right, Anthony, you finalize for us. You've had the irreducible minimums, let me call them that. You know, I don't say you speak for the other apps, but you speak for Wigo. But going forward, what is it that is in store in terms of just ensuring that I'm concerned as a customer, as the consumer, I am hoping it will not have a pinch on our side, even as you take care of the interest of the drivers. But talk to me about what is in store. What's the package looking like, just to ensure that all the interests are served?
Okay, so Mutu has mentioned that they are requesting and also demanding.
Yeah,
it's
a soft way of
saying
putting across your irreducible minimums.
So, yeah. Bwana Chair here, Mr. Muteru has mentioned something to do with service, and also as we go, we are in talks with various partners such as oil marketers, to see what we can do to assist with such elements, ranging from fuel to service, and even things like airtime and data, which are some of the costs that they've said this report has captured, and also said as what they spend a lot of money on. The other thing is that we as digital app companies also have to find a sweet spot, not just for the drivers, but also for the passengers. Because if you transfer this weight to the passengers fully, then you might see a shift and a drop in the ride experience. So we as app companies also, with these considerations, also have to look for a perfect balance, which will also allow the customers and the riders get affordable rides, while also ensuring that the drivers get what they deserve and what they're asking for, and saying that we'll be able to enable them continue in this line of business. Over time, we've seen some of them exit, but we're here to say and reiterate that we currently charge 90%, and the reason why, or rather we are giving 90% to the drivers and taking 10%, which is the lowest in the market. This was also geared towards assisting in some of these things that they have talked about as pain points in their day-to-day activities. So what I can say is that we are here to listen. As I mentioned, we are Kenyan, fully owned in Kenya, local, the newest in the market, and willing to grow together.
Thank you so much. I know we've just scratched the surface, but at least we've discussed the milestone yesterday that now means that if implemented and if both sides have the goodwill to really work together in a more friendlier and fair environment, then drivers will be able to get what is their equal share, and also the app companies are going to also go home after having made business. We wait to see how this is going to pan out. Asante sana, gentlemen, for creating time this morning. Of course, I have been engaging a panel of 3 gentlemen as we were talking about the digital taxi industry. David Muteru, Chairman, Digital Taxi Association of Kenya, Justus Mutua, Speaker of the Organization of Online Drivers, and Anthony Masharia, who is the Director, WeGo. Thank you so much for creating time for us. In a bit, we will be shifting gears into matters health. We are talking about the youth and HIV this particular morning, and you know that every time we talk about the young people, we are also aware that the reality we are facing as a country right now is the triple threat, that is HIV and AIDS, teenage pregnancy, and of course, sexual and gender-based violence. We'll be talking about that in just a bit. Do stay with us for that and much more.